Look, if your work culture sucks, your employees already know it. You can hide it behind free donuts and casual Fridays, or even those posters that you have plastered all over your walls that talk about teamwork. But trust me when I say your employees have you figured out. And if your culture is confused, if it's toxic, if it's just plain sloppy, guess what? Your people aren't quietly suffering. They're quietly quitting while they're working for you, or they're just looking for a new job while they're on the clock with you. Let's talk about why and what you're doing that's actually wrong so that we can fix this at your company. Here's the thing about your culture: most of the time, you don't notice it from the top because you can't see the fire through the smoke that's throughout your organization. But your people, they see it immediately. They feel it in inconsistency. They feel it when you play favorites with just the right people there. They feel it when you have the "we're the team" group meetings touting what your company is doing when they're truly struggling just to pay their bills because they're not making enough money. Or maybe it's the leadership that touts, hey, we have an open door policy, but when they come to your door, that door is closed, both physically and emotionally. And the worst part is most companies, they don't fall apart because of one catastrophic failure. It's the thousands of many things that you didn't do over time that just drives your people out the door. And you got to understand that your employees, they don't leave jobs, they don't leave what they do. They want to come there and do a good job for you every day. They leave poor leadership, bad management, and inconsistencies that they see each and every day when they come to work. And understand, culture isn't what is written on your walls. It's what your people come in and experience every morning when they come to work for your company, and the leadership that isn't living the values that you tout. I've experienced this in companies that I've worked for. I've walked into the places and the people that are interviewing me are smiling and say, hey, we have the best team culture that you could find here. You know, the greatest hits, which is we value our employees. We value growth here. We put our employees first. Fantastic. That sounds really dreamy. But when the employees actually get into their positions and start working on your operations floor, guess what? They notice when everybody is quitting. That was a real culture. Not all the brochures, not all the posters on the wall, not all the hoorah meetings so your company can tell people how they are when they're actually completely opposite. Walking into that type of environment really taught me a valuable lesson. The culture that you have is what your employees feel when the managers walk away and they're not there. And the truth is that most of your managers, they won't even see it because people are afraid to speak up and tell you what they truly think. Now, here's where it starts to connect, and one of the biggest things that the leaders at your company might be missing, which is you got to start people off the right way with onboarding. I'm talking about real onboarding and not the paperwork, not the here's your desk and here's your computer and good luck. I'm talking about how you introduce people to the real lived experience at your company. Because bad culture can start at your company on day one. Later in this video, I'm going to share with you something that can help you fix your onboarding and get the people off the ground the right way at your company. Because if you fail to start people off the right way from day one, you're setting them up for failure long term. Your culture is broken because your systems are unclear, your leadership is inconsistent, and your expectations are fuzzy. You don't give people the right things when they come into your organization to help them be successful. When people don't know what good looks like, guess what? They define it themselves. And that's when chaos moves in and sets up. People will really feel it when you have a culture like this. The root cause of a toxic work environment is that the leaders say one thing and they live out something completely opposite of that, and your employees will see it. Their day to day experience shows them something totally different than you told them when they went through the interview process. If the story that you tell people coming into your company doesn't match what they actually experience when they start working for you, then you have a real culture issue at your company. And don't misunderstand, because your employees aren't fooled. They completely know and understand what the real vibe is once they get into their desk and start working their jobs. So, what's the fix? There's really a no BS approach that you can take to this type of environment. Step one is tell the truth out loud. You can't fix what you don't name. If expectations are unclear, say so. Step one is to say the truth out loud. You can't fix what you don't name, and if your expectations are unclear, say so. If communication is inconsistent, admit it. People respect honesty much more than they respect fake perfection. Step two, define what good culture actually means. Not values, not vague statements, but what it actually means to live it out day to day in your company. For example, respect isn't a value, but saying hello, following up with your people, and keeping your word, that really shows respect to the people that work for you. The third thing, and one of the biggest things that most companies miss, is you have got to train your leaders. Don't assume that just because they did a good job in their positions that that makes them a good leader of other people. You've got to show them what good leadership looks like so that they can be the leader that they need to be with the people. Having good numbers and performing well in their job does not immediately translate to helping other people do the same thing. So you've got to train them how to do it. And then the fourth thing is you've got to start off the people that come to work for your company on the right foot. You can't start onboarding people after they've been there for a month or a year. You've got to onboard them from day one and get them acclimated to your industry, to the jobs that they do, and to your culture from the beginning. So if you set up a good onboarding program, it will get people off on the right foot when they start working for your company. If you want a culture that people will brag about instead of running to the front door to try to escape your company, you have to build it into the front door of your company. And that front door is your onboarding. Every expectation, every standard, every cultural message has to be spelled out, reinforced, demonstrated, and set in place from day one. And that's why I created something that was intentionally simple, but brutally effective to get your onboarding off of the ground. Onboarding Essentials. It's the system that fixes your culture before it becomes a wildfire. No corporate speak, no 200-page document that you've got to put people through hours and hours. And it's not got a huge price tag to get it through your door. It is just clear, practical tools that help you set up expectations from day one, hold your leaders accountable, prevent miscommunication, boost your engagement and your retention, and get everyone aligned as quickly as possible. It's built to save you hours, money, and your sanity, especially if you've already feel that your culture is slipping away through your fingers. If you're tired of putting out fires, this is your fire prevention kit. Click on the link in the description below and get started today to fix your culture and to fix your onboarding right now. And my next video is going to be a perfect follow-up to this. The fastest way to earn employee respect, and it's not going to be through raises. Because yes, you can earn massive respect from your employees without throwing a ton of cash at your employees. If this hits home, do me a favor, click on the subscribe button, like the video, and turn on the notifications so that you can see the next videos that I put out. And also make sure that you leave a comment. What is the culture like at your organization? I respond to every single one of them, so hit me up and let's have a conversation about it. I'll be in the comments reading about everyone.